Hello everybody, it's wee Paddy from across the shock. Train just about to go past outside. This is a different video for me. This is my first time, so if I get it wrong, I apologise, but you'll probably get a good laugh anyway. What I'm going to do is do a sharpening video. Now, I am by no means an expert in sharpening, and I mean that sincerely. I've only just started, but what I'm trying to do is take the fear out of sharpening that I had. I had an awful fear that I was going to do it wrong. You can't do it wrong. You just don't do it right, but you can't do it wrong, and you just keep practicing and you'll get it. So what it is, I've got this in front of me. It's my wee notes because I'm terrible with names. Jeff Jewell, I watched for hours, watching him do it, watching the way that he'd use his hands and things like that. So, but what I wanted to do was in-field sharpening. As you know, I run a budget channel. It's run a budget channel. Is this I don't know. Right. So most of my knives are 440 steel or 8CR13, 9CR18, softer steels. I don't have any of the major steels. VG10's about as high as I go, and from VG10 downwards, this method can be used. And what it is, this is my little Maganzo. What is this? This is the F759M. So I just want to show this first. This is my Ganzo. You know, it's a sharp wee knife. And what I'm going to do is blunt this sharp wee knife and then show you just how easy it is and how cheap and how much gear you don't need to get this knife sharpened again. And the way I'm going to show you it is if you're going to go to work and you know you're going to be working hard, a lot of cardboard boxes, which just wreck any edge. But if you're going to do that, all you have to do is carry this to work with you. I'll explain what that is in a minute. This here is a 300 grit diamond stone. Okay, this is going to be used once. And I'm going to run this across this until it's blunt. And this still doesn't sit with me. I've only actually done this wee experiment once before, so bear with me. So here's the knife on the 300 grit, and I hope you can hear that. It's a horrible sound. Okay, what I'm going to do now is bring the paper back in again, and that's still cutting too well, so I'll do it again. So, try that again, just to see if that's blunt. Nah, that's better. Right, okay, you probably wouldn't let it get this, but it's just tearing. It's not even going through the paper now. It's just tearing, so that's blunt. And you wouldn't, in a day-to-day situation, make it that blunt. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't do that, because when I show you how quick and easy it is with this, hopefully you'll realize that I've done it before and it works perfectly, but you know what it's like with a camera. So I'm now going to remove this. I don't need this anymore, thank goodness. And what this is a Falkniven DC4. Now they do a DC3, which is a little bit smaller. In my opinion, it's very small. If you've got any sort of size hands, the DC3 is very small. The DC4 is this. Now, I have adapted mine. The DC4 comes with, this is a fine sharpening side, and what I've done, there used to be a diamond sharpening side, but to be honest, I've had it that long. I used it when I was bushcraft, I'm doing my bushcraft knives, and to be honest, there's hardly any diamonds left on it. So what I done was I got a little bit of leather, and it is a very fine, I'll bring it up, it's a little fine piece of leather, and I used a bit of ordinary super glue, and I stuck it on the back there. So to go to work, all you've got to take with you is that simple little pouch that's that size. It's literally nothing. If I show you on here, this is just under 4 inches long and it is just over an inch wide, but it's nothing. This here, and this will redeem this blunt knife back to sharpness again. So I'm going to sit back a wee bit and relax. And look, when you're watching somebody doing it, watch how they get an angle. And you get an angle by setting your knife down. You'll see it. If the knife is set down, I don't know whether you'll see this. I'm not as good as other people at doing it. You set it down and then you tilt it up until you close the angle off. And that is the angle you want to be doing, because you need to be getting to the tip of the blade to sharpen it. There's no point sharpening it at the top of the shoulder. It needs to be the tip of the blade. And that is the hardest part that I found, is just keeping that angle consistent. Because you can go for, 20, 30, 40 strokes, and then it only takes one or two bad strokes where you forget or you lose concentration and you dull your knife again, and you just have to start all over again. But that's it's a learning thing. So what I'm going to do, I wanted to keep this video running. I didn't want to stop, and that's why I've just chosen a smaller knife. But it doesn't matter what size knife, you can do it on this. I mean, it's not perfect, but if you're at work and you need your knife, why would you not throw this in your back pocket? Why would you not throw it in the front of your car? Why would you not throw it in your work bag and have one there? I think they cost about £20. I'm not sure. I'll try and find out before the video goes up. I'll find out. I think Amazon does them, but I'll find out how much they are and I'll put it down below if I can manage it. So all I'm going to do is I've got my angle. There's where I want to go, and just go across. And it's there, up at the angle and across. And I have a system, 2, 3, 3, and I'll do this 20 times. 4, 5, and it's no pressure. It's about maybe what, £2, £3 of pressure. It's not, you're not digging into it. You don't want to do that there. And the reason I do it this way is you really want to keep it even. If I was doing this at home, I would have the black magic marker mark along my end so that I know where it is. But in work, I just wanted this to be something that was just straightforward and you could go ahead and do it. This is by no means, you're not going to get a mirror finish on this. This is to get your knife back to sharpening. Say you hit a big lump of metal steak and it just blunts it like I just done with 300 grit. All this is doing is just giving you back an edge that you can get through your day, and you can keep sort of, after 10 minutes of it starting to go, just give it a couple of wipes, and it means literally, 10 times each side, and it can come back and you can get the blade working again. And what this does, this negates the use of having to bring out your £300 show knife and use it for work or use it for rough work. I mean, we all want to use our knives. Gosh, that's why we buy them. Well, most knives you want to use. There is some that are safe queens that are just far too expensive and you're buying them for the art. And that's fine, that's great. I just don't have any of them. I've got cheap ones, so I have to learn how to just sharpen mine and use them. And I love using them. And to be honest with you, for me, I'll never have those safe queens. But I might get more expensive knives. But I'll still use them because that's me. It's just, there's no point in me putting it away. Right, I would say that's 10 times each side. And what I'm going to do now is just give a quick check. So, we cloth here, and I'll just take the excess off that there. I'll bring in the same bit of paper, and we'll try and see if it's cutting any better now. It's not great. We're still not there. Nope, so we'll just keep going. And talking and concentration is 1, 2. A couple of other channels I want to share. Dino has been very ill recently, and I'd like to wish him a speedy recovery back to health again. And he's still throwing out videos, bless him. So I wish him back to health. And there's another couple of channels. These are boys that started the same time as me, and they're now overtaken me. Their channels are absolutely great. I love them. And one of them is called House of Wisdom. And he has mostly high-end knives. He has a few everyday knives, but mostly high-end. But he has the most lovely manner with them. And he explains the knife. His comparisons are the best knife comparisons you'll ever see. He has got such a selection. But they're usually light knives, 3-inch blades, small knives, which I do really like. So I could watch him for hours, listen to him for hours. He's a great orator. He explains the knife fully, and he usually knows a bit about the makers too, whether they be South African, American, or whatever. So he fills you in on all that there and lets you see the knife. The other one is that I would love people to go and see is Jimmy Slash, right? This man, he's a bit of a, I know people use it, oh, he's a saint, but Jimmy Slash gathers together, people send him in donations, people send him in lives, and he makes boxes up of not just that, the sweets and things like that, and he sends them to people who don't have any money to buy stuff, just to brighten their day. For no other reason than that. You just send him your name, tell him, you haven't got money and you would like to be, and he just sends boxes out. And he does this in his own time, and he puts an awful lot of his own money into buying knives. Whenever his local shop are having a sale, he spends his own money and buys so much, and his father helps him. I'm sure the rest of the family as well. I've heard an uncle mentioned. But look, he also has his own channel where he shows knives, and he loves he cuts brisket, big big chunks of brisket with his knife, and I could watch him. He's so funny, but a very sincere, genuine man who just wants to make the world for somebody for 5 minutes or 10 minutes that day, just to let them feel important. And we've all been there when we've wanted to feel like that. So try him, Jimmy Slash. And another boy is Stassa23. I'll put the names of these down below so you can go to him. I'm sure most of my subs have got them anyway, but just in case you're new, Stassa23, he is now developing into a blooming knife making. Well, maybe not. Yes, he's starting the knife making, but he's doing scales and things, and he's doing different coatings on knife blades. And he is just a natural. Really great channel. Him and his buddy do pocket dumps as well, which is, like I say, it's not very often you want to sit and watch somebody dump, but I enjoy him every week or two. They'll do a pocket dump, and they're a great crack. And that just leaves one last person who I owe for getting this habit of sharpening, which I really love, I have to say. I find it very therapeutic. I love getting my knives out at night, and I love sitting, even if they're not blunt, I'll get the leather strop out. I've got a lovely big leather strop that I sit in the front room in front of the TV, and I just strop away. I just enjoy it. It takes me away to another world, way more than I need to do it, but I do it. So, there we go. Now, that didn't take that long, lads. I don't know, I'm not watching the video, but that didn't take that long. That knife is now ready to go back to work again. Now, you can refine the edge a wee bit. If say now you've done your cardboard boxes, you want to do something's a wee bit more delicate work, so you don't need as rough an edge. So the wee bit of leather, and that's all, a tiny wee bit of leather, just give it a wee wipe and there'll be a wee burr on the end of it, and all the leather does is takes that little burr off and makes the blade go through, whether it's paper or whatever, just that wee bit easier. And what I do is I load this up in the morning if I'm going out, or and that'll do me the whole day. I don't put it on thick, but I do load it out. And to be honest, I've been using this wee bit of leather came off a strop I bought about a year ago, and when the strop was done, I took it off and I got emery paper, really rough emery paper, and just emery papered the leather to get everything off it because it was just thick, and then I just stuck it on there. So that's why it's so thin. So there it is. All that there is, you're just doing the same thing. You just do it gently. There's no pushing. Just do that there. And that's what I love doing in front of the TV at night. But I've got a bigger strop so I can, get nice longer strokes, and I can refine it down. The one thing, this can dull your blade too. If you get the angle too steep or you push down too hard, this can blunt your knife too. So just be careful that it's lightweight and just up and down. There's just where you sharpen both sides of a knife, there's a wee, it's like I can't remember what the proper name is, but it's like a wee burr of metal comes up on the centre, because what you're doing is you're moving the metal as you're doing it, and it's like a wee hairline. That's all it is, just a hairline. across the end of your knife, and that can stop the knife performing to its best. So hopefully you'll see now this should slide through the paper much easier. And he says, knowing that cutting paper on TV is crazy. So there you go. That's not bad. Oh, there's a wee burr. You know, I can go back and get that wee burr and fix it up. But to be honest with you, that knife is sharp enough now that I could go and do any work with it. There's no problem. There's hours of work on that knife. Okay, I know this wasn't the most exciting video, but what I wanted to show was that any knife that's off of a softer blade, you know, your top of the range ones, your bowlers and all, I don't even know what the names are because I haven't got them, but you couldn't do that with them. But with these cheaper knives, with the 440 steels, with the 8CR13s, that's what's so good about them. You can go out, you can work the hell out of them up to lunchtime, and in 10 minutes your lunch break, you can have your knife as sharp as it was before you left the house. You know, and you can do it in your tea break. If you've had a rough morning, tea break, even less time because it, you know, you haven't given it. I blunted that on a 300 grit diamond stone. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to be doing that. You're just going to be doing cardboard. So again, before you would do it, clean it off. Clean all the muck off it, because cardboard, as you all know, and if you don't know, it's got residue, so it's going to be all along your blade. And sometimes the simple act of actually cleaning it off, you know, makes your knife sharp again. But you don't need to have a cloth with you. You don't. If you're out working, you're hardly going to be in a dress suit. But if you can find a cloth, you can find a cloth. Your jeans are a lovely way of just even giving it an extra refine. Just give them a wipe on your jeans, or if they're dirty trousers, work trousers, and that's all you need. So all I've used is a DC4 with a little bit of leather on it. It's a fine side there. The diamond side has gone, so it really is just a fine and a bit of leather, and that's it. This knife is now, as you've seen, ready for work. You know, I can refine that more and more as the day goes on, but it's ready to work and it's sharp. And it was blunt. You watched me do that. And that's why I wanted this video to be, it's going to be a bit long, but it's just to show you, this is a great way of starting. This is cheap to buy. You know, there's a diamond side on it and there's a smooth side, and all you need is a bit of leather belt, anything, a leather belt. And I use Smurf poo, which you can get on Amazon. It's the only one I used. I've used it for years. Before I was in the knife collecting and bushcraft, and it was the one I used. So a bit of Smurf poo or anything, any compound that's going to let your knife just be honed that wee bit more. Very, very cheaply. You know, 20, say £30, you can have everything you need to start your sharpening career off. So that's not too much. Now, thank you very, very much. I know this was a long, but I haven't even checked to see how long it is. But look, thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps somebody. I know you senior men don't want to see this, but I hope it helps somebody, because I was petrified. And now from going to this wee stone, I can now use bigger stones, and I can refine my edge till it's razor sharp. And I don't get a mirror polish because I haven't got that. My stones aren't that good yet, but I can get a really good shine on them. But again, I'm going to use my knife, so the mirror polish, it is beautiful, and it makes a knife that's special really good, but you don't need it. You don't even need the leather strap, to be honest, if you're just going to work it. But it's up to you if you want it. I like to do that because it takes that last wee bit off it and makes it easier. So there's my knife. It's back. The truth, do you want to know the truth? I'll go out now and I'll put it on my other strap for 10 minutes to just sit there and stop it and bring it right back up to her shaving sharp. I'm just going to show you this knife now, right, to show you that it's absolute. Can you see the hairs popping off? Oh God, there's all the skin coming off. I'm such a healthy man. You know, that's just taking hairs off. There we go. Look, absolute. Oh, where are we? Where are we here? Yeah, it's just taking them off. So it's hair shaving sharp on a silly little stone and a bit of leather. It's not difficult. Have a go. You don't need to buy all these heavy big machines to get started. Sharpening my hand, you might find it's another hobby that you didn't know you wanted. And that's for me, that's what's happened. It's taken the idea of buying KME sharpeners, not that I have the money for that, but it's taken it out of my head because I enjoy sharpening, and just shining my own knife up. The pleasure is just immense. So there we go, that's it, finished. Thank you very much for watching. That's me, Paddy out. Take care, bye.